Right, in order to be able to achieve a logo design like this, there are few things that you must understand. There are few tools from all these tools that are listed here in CorelDRAW that you must understand in order for you to be able to make the magic that we want to make. And the first of the two is how to convert a letter, to a shape. Let's assume that this is a letter that we have written. Let's use a font that is very conspicuous so that we can be able to achieve what we want to achieve. Okay, let's assume that this is a letter and you want to, from this thing, begin to make your adjustment or do your design. You have done your conceptualization, and then you have seen that okay, you need to write the letters, and then from there you achieve what you want to achieve. Perfect. So the first thing you do is that this is the Chrome written in a font that you have chosen of your choice. If you need to download, you can still go ahead and download the font that you need. If anyone you have in your system doesn't represent it's what you want to represent. So, and then what I will do is that I will do Control Q. What Control Q does, let me go back. What Control Q does is to convert this into a curve. If you look here, you will see Control Q also written here. Or where is it? Okay, let me go back and show you. If you go here, you see Control Q written here, which is the shortcut to convert something into a curve. So if I convert something into a curve, it means that I can edit it the way I do normal editing of other shapes. I can make this one bigger, make this one smaller, just manipulate the shapes. But if it was still as a font, as a letter, I can't really do all those things until I convert it to a curve. That is according to CorelDRAW. When you are working with it, it will still remain a pixel until you convert it to a cut into a curve. Let me show you what it looks like. See what it looks like. I can only, if I want to work on it, I can only expand it. Even if I break it, Ctrl K is to break it apart. Even if I break it apart, I can still not, it still remains a letter. I can't work on it until I curve it, Ctrl Q. Once I curve it and you double click on it, it will bring out these symbols or these adjustments, whatever notes around it, showing you that you can adjust all these places. And you can also introduce, let me show you now, you can also introduce a node where there is none before. Like there is none here before, I was one that just introduced it. You can also remove it by double clicking on it, it will remove. Or you can also click on the place where you want to add it, and then you go to this place, and then you use, look at the cursor now, look, you will use add, it will turn to a node. So all these things you can only do because you have curved it. It is no longer a font, it now becomes a shape, a curve that you can walk around with. So are there logos like that? Yes, there are logos like that. So that is number one tool that you have to understand. Then another thing you have to understand is basically under this one, what you just need is just to understand that when you place F10, it changes into a curve. So sometimes you don't have to, if you don't want to double click on it, you just click on this shape tool, it will turn into a curve. Everybody that is using CorelDRAW should at least understand this one by now, or you must have understood it by now. Okay, so the second one you need to understand is under this crop tool. There are a lot of things that you need to understand under crop tool. Number one is the one, number two is the knife, number one is the knife, number two is the visual segment, and number three is the eraser. What does eraser do? Eraser just erases something. You can also reduce it. How do you reduce it? You go here and you reduce the size or the diameter, as they call it. So you can come here and introduce something which is a reduction, right? And you can come here and then do something like this, and you introduce it and you erase it. So you can do a lot of things with it. I click from here, I drag to this point, click and drag, click, hold and drag. We give you this kind of this kind of effect. It's something you can just try on your own. So I click on this. Remember why it only gave me on the letter O is because I selected the letter O only. So if I want to do on another letter, what I do is that I will use the pick tool, select on that letter, and then go to eraser, and then probably click and hold it. Once you have click and hold, you can make any kind of adjustment that you want. So I can decide to clean the whole thing Gabadia, and then it will no longer be there at all. So still my choice. So but okay, look at this small little part that is still there, and if I clean it too, there will be nothing about letter R remaining. So I can adjust. We can use this. It can come handy sometimes. It can come handy sometimes, but not always. Okay, but the one that I need you to get note is the one that is much more important than this eraser, and that is this visual segment still under crop. Visual segment, what does it do for you? Let me do something. Let me draw a shape. This is one shape, and then I use another shape on top. Right, this makes sense to you? No, it doesn't make sense to you. Let's assume that I want to, let me add another shape on top. Okay, let me add another shape. Okay, perfect. So let's assume that I want to draft letter L. I want to choose this part here to this point, from here to this point, without having this line that is in between them trying to stop me. What I will do is that I will go to the visual segment, I will select it, and whenever you select the visual segment, and this is the kind of crop, this is kind of magic you can do with it. You can just use it and delete a particular shape entirely, and the shape will no longer be there, or the obstruction will no longer be there. Look at this, look at the magic it's doing. Wow. So this is one thing that many people do not understand about using this tool, that makes it easier, or that makes it or gives you the kind of result that you can also achieve with Adobe Illustrator with it. So if I choose this one, it will just take what you just take from where there is intersection to another place where there is intersection. It will just delete it. So if I click on this one too, it will delete from this point of intersection to this point of intersection without deleting anything. Now, this thing is easy for us to delete because there are actually few lines that are intersecting each other at one point in order. So, but what will happen when we want to use this thing and then there is another line in between, or another line trying to stop us, or we don't want to? Let me just give you an example. Let me introduce more and more lines. Okay, let me introduce more and more lines. Okay, so now what if, okay, let me introduce another one here, and let me introduce another one here. Okay, so what if what I want to delete is only this line? This is eraser, and this is under visual segment delete. What if what I want to delete is only this line, and then in the process of, or let me use this one that is more closer together, and in the process of selecting this one, it is selecting the other one. How do I solve things like that? What you will do is that you hold down alternate. Once you hold down alternate, it will no longer appear as a block, it will appear as a line, so you can actually select the things you want to select. It becomes easier. You don't understand me yet. Let me introduce more complexity to the design so as to make it easier for us. Okay, let's assume we have something like this, and you want to actually remove this. You want to remove this, or let's assume you want to remove this and join this place and this place together. You like the shape, you love it so much, and you want to use this shape to do the logo. Instead of using this, instead of selecting visual segment, using this and be deleting it one after the other in order to have this shape, what I will do as a shortcut is to click or hold down alternate. Once I hold down alternate, I will draw it. This thing will no longer be appearing as a box, it will appear as a line, and then I will delete all of them once. And this is far much easier than using deleting it one after the other, because there are some cases where you will have some lines that are a lot of things that you want to select that are clustered together, and you don't have that time to be deleting it one after the other, or the space to be deleting it. So this is where this tool comes handy. So let's assume that we have finished deleting it, and what I just need is this shape that forms here. Is for whatever reason or for whatever design you are doing, it is this shape that is formed here that you want to use to do your design. So you will come to this interactive fill tool. You will see smart fill. When you come to smart fill, when you select it, it will ask you to specify the outline color and also the fill color. You choose the color that you want. You can always change it anytime, and then once you have chosen the color that you want, then you just click inside. It will fill it up. Once it fill it up, you can just turn to your pick tool and then carry the shape out. This is the shape you want. So with this is perfect, right? This is the shape you want. You can always change the color anytime you want. This is the shape you want. So now, without wasting much time, let's go to designing this logo. Let's go into designing this logo, and so I will not trace it. I will just try to replicate it. So once I click the cycle, it is not steady. It's kind of shaking. I can make mistake, and it will be a ellipse. It will be a cycle that is not actually, how do you call it in the mathematics now, a cycle that is not cycling enough, but maybe something that looks like an ellipse. So what I will do is that I will hold down control, and then all the sides will be increasing with perfect diameter. So once I've chosen the line, I'll bring it, because there is no fill, I'll fill it up. Let me fill it up. Then I'll bring it to the center, and then I will do another line again, another cycle again. Let me use this one. And then right, so this is it. That is one. Then next one is for me to draw a line, right? If you are touching this thing, you will notice a small write up showing that this is the edge, that this is the quadrant. It makes the work easy for you. So those things that tell you where you are, where your cursor is exactly placed, helps you to not to make mistake. So you see, I'm drawing the two now. I've drawn this one. Let me carry it. I'm interested in it being perfect. Okay, good. And then I can do something. I can come here, click on it, drag this, put it in the center here, and then turn this around this cycle in order to form this one. I don't know whether what I'm doing is making sense to you. And then I will right click. I'm still holding it. I will right click. Immediately I had right click, I will lift the other one. I will leave the left click. It has formed this line here, and I will also drag this one now to this point. Right click. I've right clicked immediately, and I'm releasing both of them. Perfect. So you see now, so what am I going to do now? What I'm going to do now is that I will delete the lines that I don't need. And what do I use to delete it? Yeah, you are correct, visual segments. and in order for me not to make mistake of deleting the one I need and the one I don't need, instead of using it like this and make mistake and delete the line I need and the line I don't need, I will hold down alternate, and I will draw on this and it will remove, and I will draw on this and it will remove, and I will draw on this and it will remove, and I will draw on this and it will remove, and I will draw on this and it will remove. Now giving me what? Giving me the shapes or the parts that I need. Now I also don't need this one, right? I don't. But for whatever reason, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave this one. The reason why I'm leaving it is so that it will be difficult for me to delete the outline that I used to draw the shape out when I'm done. So let's go over to giving it color. I will pick exactly the color that is there. If I pick it, it will appear, but I can use interactive fill, not interactive fill. What's the name again? Color eyedropper tool. If I use it, I've picked something I don't want to pick. If I use color eyedropping, I will pick this color, I'll drop it. Remember, this is for a situation where you already have your color in mind. This is for situations where you already have your color in mind, or maybe you have your color. If not, you just do it black and white and later you begin to choose color for each part. But we're trying to replicate this, right? So this thing is not supposed to be here. Let's remove it. Okay, so we have given this one color, then we give this one white, we give this aspect white. Okay, and then we give this aspect color. If I give it now, it will go and give everything now. So what the only tool I can use to give it is smart fill. So I will fill it smartly and then give it color later. So now let me give it color now. Red is for this, yellow is for this, and green is for this. So when I'm done with this, I can use this and delete this, oh, this is not what I intend. Okay, so okay, this one I will remove the line color. For this I will remove the line color. Okay, so for this too I will remove the color of the line. You will see that I've achieved something that looks perfect like this, apart from the part that it looks like something that is embossed. You see that there is a kind of a way the color is in these edges, making it look like something that pops out. So what I will do is I will use interactive fill. Look at interactive fill, and then I will try to draw it and give it a fill. I will choose the one. Just look at what the one I'm choosing. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna Okay, so look at it. I'm trying to get the color, I'm trying to get it perfectly. So I will choose yellow here, and then I will come to this one. I will choose the darker part of yellow. Okay, I'll choose the darker part of yellow, and then I will come and draw this. Okay, so hope it's making sense now. I will draw this, I will make it closer to this, and then I will draw it. So I hope you can see what I'm doing now. Is it making sense now? So the same way I did this, I will replicate it in all these other ones. So watch me replicate it now. Instead of watch me replicate it instead of redoing it from beginning again, watch what I will do. I will come to this eyedropping tool. I will pick the attribute eyedropper. I will pick this thing and apply it to this place exactly the way it is, and then I will edit it. Okay, rather let's do it one after the other so that everyone will understand it. Okay. So it's in the center now. I will choose this one, bring it to the center, make sure they all have equal circumference down. I will choose this middle to be black, to be red, sorry, to be the same color it was, and then I will choose this one to go towards the darker side. Okay, and then I will shift this to the edge. I will shift this to the edge. Okay, making sense. All right, and then this is the final one. I will introduce this, choose the circular one, takes it to the center and drags it so that it will be evenly distributed, making a perfect cycle. Then I will choose the center to have the color the way I want it. I can choose to pick the color. Perfect, I've picked the color. Or let me pick from here. Let me pick it from here. I can pick from here, and then I will come to this. I will choose the darker part of the color. Okay, don't worry, it doesn't look like it yet until I drag this down. So you see, this and this looks the same, but we are missing something. This center too looks the same too. So what does it mean? It means that we have to do the same thing that we did here into this center using this interactive fill. All right, let's do it now. So you can see that we have perfectly and exactly what we have here. We have transferred what we have here to this part. So I hope we have been able to make progress. In another or next video, we will be looking forward into some more complicated designs and see how we came to have something like that. All right.